In this incident report, Xraided tells investigators it was Northern Riders who stabbed me. Northern Riders who used the Playboy Bunny as their
What it do, Top Media TV? Thanks for tuning in, y'all. So we gonna get right into it, man. And this situation has been going on with Xraided for a while. You know, a lot of people in my previous video where Xraided is going off on Trady is saying in the comment section that he's a rat. He was on a PC yard, you know, SNY, a special needs yard, or protective custody, you know, where all the rats be. And a lot of people are saying that he ratted. You know, y'all see the incident report where pretty much the investigator was pretty much saying how Xraided had made a statement saying after being stabbed that it was the, you know, Northern Riders who had stabbed him. But, you know, that's what the investigators had said. We don't know if Xraided actually told them that or not. You know, so a lot of people is going off that narrative that he's a rat based on that incident report, which indicated that Xraided had gave that statement against the, you know, Northern Riders who pretty much, you know, stabbed him. But we gonna get right into it, man. Now, some Northern Riders had pretty much was trying to extort Xraided into making a rap album for them, you know, based on the news article. The reporter in the news article had pretty much said that they were allegedly extorting Xraided. So I don't know how true that is, but after Xraided had said no, he had pretty much turned them down and said, I ain't gonna make no music for y'all. So that's when they proceeded to stab Xraided. But from the footage, y'all can see that Xraided is actually fighting back, y'all. He's actually dropping 2-3 dudes, you know, and y'all can see from the footage that that's the case. And Xraided actually speaks on that. Now, it's crazy because in the newspaper, in the news article, basically, when it happened, you know, they was trying to say Xraided was a snitch. He was getting extorted. And that's where the narrative came down that that was the case. And he was on an SNY yard because the stabbing happened at a yard where people were saying that it was SNY.
We have guys that ask for protection all the time off of a protection yard.
In this case, these Northern Riders, all lifers, were allegedly extorting Xraided to force him to produce a rap album of their own. Investigators say Northern Riders, who also used a falling star as their symbol, grew from 6 members 800 in a decade. In this video obtained by Fox 11 News, Xraided, here in the black pants, is attacked by 2 knife-wielding inmates who want him dead. It sparks a small prison yard riot. He's slashed 7 times but survives. In this incident report, Xraided tells investigators it was Northern Riders who stabbed me. Northern Riders, who use the Playboy Bunny as their symbol, are a based gang composed of dropouts who left other gangs, came to an SNY yard seeking protection.
Now, after the rant that Xraided had went over in regards to Trady and, you know, him speaking on Xraided was saying how, you know, the level he was on in prison was a level 4 higher than other people, you know, that was in prison that was allegedly speaking on him. But BG Knockout had did an interview with Dub CNN in 2006 when he came home from prison after doing 9 years. And he was asked about Xraided and Trady. And he gave a response, you know, and this is a transcript. Y'all can find this online, you know. But BG Knockout had responded when asked about Trady and Xraided if he had contact with any of them guys when he was doing his 10-year bid. And he responded and said, no, I didn't have no contact with them cats. But I heard because the prison that they are in is a high-level prison. And since they've been in prisons for so long, I went to the high-level prison at first, then worked my way down to the lower level. Xraided been in prison longer than us because he has been fighting a lot. The case that he's in on, every dude that goes to prison, they get on him because he in there for somebody's mama or something like that. So he has a lot of trouble. So he hasn't been able to work his way down the lower level. But Trady has been that he just started out. He's on a high level yard, and that yard is across the street from my prison. And all the dudes that come down from there, you know, talk about stuff like who was up there and whatnot. They used to let me know what they were up there, that they were up there. So BG Knockout was pretty much explaining how X-Rated was having problems when he was in prison, and when dudes go up there, they trying to get on him because he was in there for somebody's mama. And of course, y'all know the case with X-Rated. For those that don't know, him and some Garden Block Crips was doing a retaliation shooting on some Meadowview Bloods because they had shot a Crip from his hood. So they went in, allegedly kicked the door down. Somebody shot a gun into the house through the front door, and it just so happened to be an old woman, and pretty much that's the case that X-Rated went down for. And BG Knockout was trying to say, I don't know if he was trying to say Bloods or whoever, but he was trying to say some dudes was trying to get on him behind that. X-Rated also had spoke on the situation with the stab, and he explained how he had got busy and dropped 2 dudes, and he was waiting for other people to come. Y'all seen the footage, man, of X-Rated getting busy. He was standing on his own 2 feet against 3 Mexicans who had knives on him. So X-Rated definitely stand up for show, and pretty much he was explaining how he was.
He stuck you, but it seemed like you still gave it to him.
Last man standing, see walking on the basketball court, because that's my touchdown dance. So I had a little bit of that going on. But that's where you got to do what you got to do. You pull a knife on me, I'm not running. That's how you get your back toe up. It's like straight up, it's called taking a life. I'm not giving nothing. Come and get it. Let's go. And then y'all looking in his eyes, that ain't what he really wanted. He wasn't built like that.
Yeah.
And I can see it. So it's a part of that video where you can see me actively trying to find somebody to fight. Mm-hmm. There's a point where I done beat up 2 people. I'm like, what's happening? Like, I thought it was on. It's on. We in all the trouble we gonna be in.
Mm-hmm.
We on camera.
So that was X-Rated, y'all, pretty much, explaining the situation where he was getting busy even though he got stuck and he got sliced a few times. He was still getting busy. Y'all can see from the footage, he dropped 2 dudes and he was still waiting for more to come, but it was initially him trying to expose a Northern Rider as a snitch, and that's when they pretty much retaliated against him. Of course, that news article was not being true.